Hey everyone, welcome back to another Gitty Gang Show here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. I'm Ben Gitty Baker, and I'm happy to be with you here again today, joined by my partner here, Danny Woodman. We got Nick, the producer, behind the... There he is! Good lordy. Moving into view, as it were.
I just appear out of nowhere.
So we're glad you're here with us. It's probably going to be a little bit shorter of a show today. Shane got called away unexpectedly a little earlier today, so he wasn't able to do a What's the Deal with Spiel segment. But you know what? We're going to do our best. We do have a few good things, I think they're good things, to talk about. You may notice my voice is a little raspy. That is because we had
a gig last night.
A wee bit of a gig last night down at the brewery downstairs, one floor below Gitty HQ. And it was an Irish-themed gig.
Yep.
Because yesterday, being the 17th, was the official 1 month until St. Patrick's Day marker. And for those of us who care about such things, we consider that to be the beginning of the High Holy Season, the lead up to St. Patrick's Day itself, which is always a big deal in the this particular community, especially amongst those who like Irish music. So Danny and I played and sang quite a few of the good old classics, some newer things as well. We were joined by three very special guests, Ashley, Emily, and Jessica, who played and sang and helped carry the load in the second set when my voice was pretty much completely gone. And a good time was had by all, such a good time, in fact, that might just become an entirely second band, or separate band. We were there last night officially as Eastwood Station, but in talking it all over, Danny and I want to keep Eastwood Station focused more on the old-timey railroad Americana music, and really work on that aspect of it. So for the Irish stuff and the Celtic stuff, which we also love very much, getting a little more help up there on stage, some different voices and instrumentation, and putting on some Irish-themed shows. We don't quite yet have a name. Not yet. We kind of have a contender that's in, perhaps, in the running for a name, but we will keep you updated on that. Speaking of staying updated, I just got an email about 10 minutes before the show went live with a tracking number. And that tracking number is for a shipment of CDs concerning aforementioned Eastwood Station. Our first album has been printed and published and shipped out today, and we should have them in hand this coming Wednesday, just 5 days from today. So that is good news, I think.
Compact disc for you younger people.
Yeah, or, well, it's getting to be the older people these days who like compact discs.
I know.
The youngins like the digital stuff.
Oh, no, I'm saying the younger people may not know what a compact disc is.
Oh, I see.
Because they're all sophisticated and
too technical.
Yep.
So we're going to start with the CD release. You can get that physical copy, and then a bit later we will look at doing the digital release and such to push it to the different platforms. But we're pretty excited about it. We've got a number of videos lined up for you today. William Edward White sent in a great one. We're going to run one from Kale, our good buddy down at Pornis Studios, and ironically, maybe that's not the right word, but appropriately, he's doing a song that's on our new album. So we'll get to hear his take on that. We got some other great stuff, including a video that came to us from the internet. It's a little rougher around the edges than a lot of the videos we run. But it's pretty cool stuff, but for now, Danny, and just in case you were worried or wondering, I'm not going to be doing any singing today. We're going to let Mr. Woodman handle that as he did through the second set of last night's show. Thank you again for taking the load. This is a U2 song.
Take a load off Danny.
take a load off Giddy was more like it last night.
True, yeah.
His voice could not carry the load. All right.
All right. This is a U2 song from the Joshua Tree. I had the streets of the other one.
I did too.
Still haven't found what I'm looking for in
Yeah,
my.
they are rather similar. All right, here we go.
I want to run. I want to hide. I want to tear down the walls that hold me inside. I want to reach out, touch the flame, where the streets have no name. I want to feel sunlight on my face. I see that dust cloud disappear without a trace. I wanna take shelter in the poison rain, where the streets have no name. Where the streets have no name. Where the streets have no name. We're still burning, building, then burning down, love. Burning down, love. And when I go there, I go there with you. It's all I can do. The city's a flood. Our love turns to rust. We're beaten and blown by the wind and trampled to dust. I'll show you a place high on a desert plain, where the streets have no name. Where the streets have no name. Where the streets have no name. We're still building, then burning down, love. Burning down, love. And when I go there, I go there with you. It's all I can do. Our love turns to rust. We're beaten and blown by the wind. Blown by the wind. Oh, I see love. See our love turn to rust. We're beaten and blown by the wind. Blown by the wind. And when I go there, I go there with you. It's all I can do.
Very nice. A softer song for a Friday afternoon. So, Nick, why don't we go right into that submission by William Edward White, where he's playing a tenor ukulele made out of a pool table racking triangle that he affixed a top and a bottom onto. Looks cool, sounds great, and let's see what he does with it. So Nick tells me that William specified that he had based that design on a balalaika, which is, of course, the traditional Russian instrument that happens to be triangular shaped and three-string. It's one of the few conventional three-string instruments that are out, traditional instruments that are out there. So very good work on that, William. We love the stuff you send in. And the idea of using the pool rack triangle for an instrument, that's cool stuff. Now, our good friend Scott Heron chimed in out there, thanking us for doing such a traditional Irish classic in the form of a U2 song. And Danny points out that that album came out how long ago?
35 years ago this year.
35 years. So that's getting close to being traditional, in my opinion. If you are interested, of course, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. We've got a number of Celtic-themed songbooks that I've published and that are available through CB Gitty and also on Amazon. This one is pretty damn big. I don't know how many, 570 pages. This contains, does it say how many? 175 of the best known and beloved Irish, that's a white sheet there, can't see a thing. But trust me, it's got cigar box guitar tablature in there for three-string open G cigar box guitars for a wide range of the most popular and best known traditional Irish songs, many of them presented in more than one key, so you can find the one that is easier for you to sing if you are so interested in singing. This book has nearly as many, 170 Irish and Scottish songs, and it's just the large print lyrics and guitar chords if you'd rather strum a six-string guitar. These are just two of about a dozen or so Irish and Celtic themed songbooks that are available through CB Gitty and on Amazon. Got tablature for mandolin, for guitar, all sorts of good stuff. So now's the time. If you want to learn a few Irish or Scottish songs before the High Holy Day reaches us, I'm here to help you out. So on another matter, or another front, I saw Ken Hope and possibly some other people talking about brass bridges. Brass bridges. Danny,
Yes.
Bridges.
take a look at this here. This is the time clock resonator guitar that I built years ago. Had an oak bridge on it for a long time. Take a look.
Made of solid gold from me treasure chest.
It's made of brass, solid brass, which is more likely to be in any treasure chests around here, I ain't gonna lie. I got this bridge on here a couple of days ago, and I know tone is subjective. When we talk about tone, warm tone, bright tone, it's rather subjective as to what those words mean. But I swear to God, I took that brass bridge off, put that on, strummed it, and I'm like, whoa. And Danny, the first strum today, he's like, well, that sounds different. Are the strings new? Well, the strings have been on there a couple of weeks now. Something about that solid brass bridge. It's cut from 3/16 inch solid brass sheet that we grind a bevel into to make it nice and narrow at the top. Then you file your string grooves in there. I swear, it
You
has...
can't tell me that between wood and brass, there's not going to be a total difference.
It-
So I'm agreeing with you.
Well, I often scoff
Yeah,
at
I
the
get that,
claims
yeah.
of tone, you
Well, tone in
know,
an electric guitar is different. An acoustic guitars, yeah.
but I heard it with me own ears on this one. So then I had to get crazy, and we actually have two different styles of these bridges in brass, taken from, we've been cutting...
Small banjo?
Small banjo.
Yes!
We've been cutting wood bridges on the laser for years in 4 styles. Small banjo, large banjo, K, flat bottom K, and then this, what we call a flying K, which has the 2 feet with the oval. Well, I took one of the small banjo varieties of the brass bridge.
Which is a bridge we use on all of our, well, pretty much all of our kits.
Yeah, this comes with a lot of our kits. It's kind of like one of the standard cigar box guitar bridges. This guitar happens to be a little rattly because of what's inside it. I actually, you can see I cut a hole in the back trying to get those wires under control. But they look cool. You can sand them. You can leave them kind of rough surfaced. You can polish them to a mirror shine. Brass is very versatile in that way. And I just think it's cool. You know, people get really involved and passionate about the materials they use, bone, wood, metal. So now you have an option, cbgitty.com, solid brass bridges. And if you want more styles, well, we could bring in more styles. All sorts of good stuff. Looking to have solid brass nut and saddle blanks, all sorts of good stuff in the near future. And this is the start. They're available now on CB Gitty. So get on there and check them out. They're not cheap. Turns out the cost of sheet metal has been going through the roof lately. But still, I think it's, for the small banjo, it's like $7.99, and for the Flying K, it's $8.79. So it's not stupid expensive. Still justifiable for a cigar box guitar, I think. So enough talking out of my poor strained vocal cords here. We're going to go over to Tim Henderson. What's he playing, Nicholas?
Wild Mountain Time.
Wild Mountain Time. Hey, that's one we've heard before. So to help us kick off the high holy season, here's Tim Henderson.
Oh, the summertime has come, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the purple heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull the wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by yon cool crystal fountain, and around it I will pile all the flowers o' the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull the wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will range through the wilds, and the deep glens say dreary, and return with their spoils, take the flowers o' me dearie. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to pull the wild mountain thyme all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? If my true love, she were gone, then I'll surely find another where the wild mountain thyme grows around the purple heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? wild mountain thyme, all around the bloomin' heather. Will ye go, me lassie, go?
Very nice. That is a beautiful song. One that actually we were rehearsing this past week, trying to figure out who would lead it, and we ended up on you. That's one that our Danny. But good job on that, Tim. Thank you for sending it in. One more brief note about bridges. Been doing a bit of R&D, a bit of development of potential new products and things here at CB Gitty. So I took an older 3-string cigar box guitar that had one of our hinge tailpieces and a floating bridge on it because I needed to test something out. So I'm going to come up close to the camera and just kind of show what's on here. Low strung 3-string CBG. Are you able to see what I'm showing you here? This is a simplified version of a hardtail bridge. Made, excuse me, made entirely in the USA, cut from stainless steel sheet, bent here in the CB Gitty shop on a sheet metal bender. Installed one on this old guitar. As you know, hardtail bridges are primarily for use with magnetic pickups. I don't have a magnetic pickup in here, so you can hear that acoustically it does all right, but with a magnetic pickup in there, possibly a Gitty Bucker would do even better, like a conventional hardtail bridge. Now, it's a little bit different. Hardtail bridges conventionally are adjustable. You can adjust the action, you can adjust the height, the intonation. This is much simplified from that, of course. So you got to get it mounted in the right spot, but it's compared for cigar box guitars, for homemade instruments. It was designed as a simple method of a combined bridge tailpiece, hardtail style. So look for those on the CB Gitty site soon. Designed specifically 1.5 inches wide, so they will fit on top of a standard 1x2 neck without overlapping. So if you've got a neck on top build, it'll fit right on there and work just fine. So that's just one more thing that's coming down the pike here at CB Gitty. One of many things. A lot of good stuff happening. Speaking of good stuff happening, we've got now a special feature for you, kind of a surprise, as I understand it.
As I understand it too. Yeah.
You've heard of the Little Drummer Boy. Well, this is the Louis Drummer Boy, I believe.
The Lowell, but yeah.
Lowell Drummer Boy.
Louis.
Playing a drum that he built.
1850? No, it's 1850s drum that he's playing.
But I thought he built it.
I don't think he didn't build it. It's just old.
Oh. I thought he told me to build it. Anyway,
Maybe. I don't
he's in the comments.
Maybe he's
will update
200
us.
years old and
I
built
don't
it in the
think Louis.
1850s.
I don't think Louis is that
Wait,
old.
Louis,
No.
are you a Highlander? Answer us after the video.
There can be only one.
He's immortal.
I know
But
that.
don't
There
wanna
can be
have to
only
see-
one.
Yeah, that's not fair.
So anyway, he is going to play his drum in accompaniment with another Gitty gangster. So let's take a look and a listen. Louis, I think from his response, I think he managed to surprise our Jim. So,
All
very,
that cheese eating grin at the beginning of the video,
Very
like, I've got something for you.
got something for you. Hold on. Good stuff. And to clarify, as Louis clarified for us, he did build that drum. So a homemade drum playing along with Jim Morris on the homemade fiddle. Very cool stuff, maybe, hopefully, possibly. There will be more of such collaboration to see down the line. We can only hope. Speaking of nothing related at all, but don't worry about that. We get a lot of submissions through our CB Gitty customer gallery from people like you, people who are proud of their builds, want to show them off, and they upload the photos and the videos. And every so often, we like to gather up the best or the ones we like the most from all of the things that have been submitted and put together a little montage. So earlier this week, I said, hey, Nick, why not do a montage? So here is a
Can we make an 80s montage theme now? I'm going to work on that.
got to run like Tom Cruise.
Have to break dance.
Yeah, all right, you do the break. Anyway, here is a montage of customer submitted photos to the CB Gitty customer gallery of homemade instrument builds and all sorts of goodness. thank you, Nick, for putting that together. It's always great to show off the creativity and the building excellence of the people out there, Gitty Gangsters or customers of CB Gitty and members of Cigar Box Nation, who are building some really cool stuff. I don't know if you saw in today's newsletter that we sent out, our good buddy Anonymous Pick, who has been a member of Cigar Box Nation for many years, one of the most active members, built a crazy instrument that looks like a grater. You know, he's like, shovel guitars are okay, but have you ever played a grater guitar? So all sorts of good stuff going on out there. Speaking of good stuff, our Danny boy over here has another one to lead us through that you might recognize if you've...
Yes, it's another classic, quote unquote. Or, no, traditional, I'm sorry. It's not really traditional, it's not much older than the previous one, actually. It's by Paul McCartney, technically, but it's sort of become a traditional.
Yeah.
All of Kintyre, oh, miss rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mall of Kintyre. Far have I traveled, much have I seen, darkest of mountains and valleys of green, vast painted deserts, sunsets on fire, as they carry me home to the Mall of Kintyre. Mall of Kintyre, oh, miss rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mall of Kintyre. Sweep through the heather like deer in the glen, carry me back to the days I knew then. Nights when we sang like a heavenly choir, oh, the life and the times of the Mall of Kintyre. Mall of Kintyre, oh, miss rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mall of Kintyre. Smiles in the sunshine, tears in the rain, still takes me back where my memories remain. Flickering embers grow higher and higher as they carry me back to the Mall of Kintyre. Mall of Kintyre, oh, miss rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mall of Kintyre. Mall of Kintyre, oh, miss rolling in from the sea. My desire is always to be here, oh, Mall of Kintyre.
All right, very nice. Hopefully the mandolin was coming through good. I've got it plugged directly into the board over here, and hopefully not overpowering. Who knows? But nice singing.
Thank you.
All right, so now we've got a video for you from Kale. He's doing Wreck of the Old 97, which we felt led to include on our forthcoming album. He gets a little more time out of it, though, so either he does it a lot slower than we did, or he tells the story about the wreck. So let's get on with Kale, and then we'll come back briefly, show you that final video that came to us through the internet of some cigar box guitar goodness. And then you will have wasted another perfectly good hour watching the Gitty Gang Show.
Howdy folks, happy Sunday morning. Got a special tune for you this morning. Gonna play it on the old tenor banjo here and kazoo. And this is not a homemade instrument, as you can probably see. However, I kind of lump it in the same category because when I got it, it was not in playable condition. And Lou LaManna, my buddy, he helped me get this back to playable condition, and I would not have been able to do that without him. And I met him through my cigar box guitar hobby. So it all kind of ties together. And of course, this kazoo, I did a video about this. This is from Black Owl Guitars. It's a kazoo kit that I built. Really great little kazoo. And I'm gonna use them both today to do this classic train song that has been covered about 1 million times. So, gonna do it today. Hopefully you guys like it for Sunday morning. A little wreck of the old 97. Well, they gave him his orders in Monroe, Virginia, said, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, this is old 97. Now put her in Spencer on time. He turned around and said to the big greasy fireman, hey, shovel on a little more coal. And when we cross that wide oak mountain, just watch old 97 roll. It's a mighty tough road from Lynchburg to Danville with a line on a 3-mile grade. He was on that grade when he lost his air brake. You see what a jump he made. He was coming down the grade doing 90 miles an hour. His whistle broke into a scream. And they found him in the wreck with his hand on the throttle, scalded to death by the steam. A letter arrived at the Washington station, and this here is what it read. The brave young crew of the old 97 are laying in old Danville dead. So all you ladies, you better take a warning from this time on and learn. Never speak harsh words to your true love or husband. He may leave you and never return. All right, there's a little wreck of the old 97 for you guys. Happy Sunday morning. And now for the story behind this great tune. So this is actually based on a true story. So the old 97 was a train back in the day, a steam engine that ran the mail line. And it was actually nicknamed the Fast Mail because it was almost never late. And the old 97 had come down from Washington, D.C. to Monroe, Virginia, and it was an hour behind when it got there. And it changed crews in Monroe, and the engineer was a man by the name of Steve Brody, and he took control of that, and the railroad told him, get that thing to Spencer on time. Now, the accident investigator said that the average speed for a steam train on that route would have been 39 miles an hour. That's the average from Monroe to Spencer. Okay, and that's Spencer's Spencer is in North Carolina, Monroe is in Virginia, so going basically down that way. And it's more or less a straight shot. However, there is like a 90-degree dogleg when you hit the town of Danville, and it was a trestle. And so for that reason, it was a really hard route because you couldn't get up too much speed until you went around that trestle, or you were going to derail on that trestle. So their plan was, the crew's plan was, they were going to heat that baby up, get it rolling, slow it back down, get around that corner, and then get all the way down to Spencer on time, heat it back up. And to do that, again, the accident investigator said they would have had to average 51 miles an hour. So that is 12 miles an hour over what that train normally did, which in a steam engine, that's a big deal, especially with that much weight. So you can see where this went is they came around that 90-degree corner, or that, you know, that steep corner at Danville, and it went right off the edge of the trestle. And that was it. That was the end of the old 97. So, you know, it's funny that that happened, you know, well over 100 years ago, and we're still singing that song today. So there you go. There is a little history for you this morning. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great Sunday.
Hey,
History lesson. That's some good stuff. I was telling Danny as we were watching, I actually rode on those rails, that stretch of rail from Lynchburg to Danville and Spencer and all of that, as part of my big train trip this past summer, leaving New Orleans and heading up to New York City. We went right through there. And I think I went live and played and sang Wreck of the Old 97 during that stretch. It's a good spot for it. The rails, the grades aren't quite as bad these days as they were back in the days when that wreck happened. They've made the ascents and the descents less severe in terms of what they do to the trains. So it's 3:47. What we're going to do now is run this final video. Now this is, was it Glenn Waters? Not Glenn Watt, but Glenn Waters. And it's a little heavier rock. It's a little grittier, a little edgier than a lot of what we run, but it's so well done. Anyone who potentially is very easily offended, maybe go for a walk around the house during this. I mean, it's not that bad, but we try to be a family-friendly show. And we're going to run it anyway, so here you go. Very nice. Well, I believe Mr. Waters himself is over there watching on YouTube. Thank you for letting us use that. You can't play that sort of music on a hobo fiddle. That's good.
Could if you put a pickup in it.
Well, it'd take a lot of doing.
And you shred.
Maybe some different strings.
Maybe.
But it's a good reminder of how many different kinds of music can be played on cigar box guitars.
Death metal ukulele, come on.
Death uke, yeah. A reminder for those who weren't listening closely enough earlier in the show when I explained it, Scott Heron, we should have our CDs, the Eastwood Station CDs, in hand Wednesday, just a few days from today. They got quick turnaround, and by God, we're excited to get them. And now I'm excited for our Danny Woodman to lead the Gitty Gang Show theme song.
Well, it's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. Oh yeah, TV. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV. And we came to you live from CB Gitty. Well, we come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. At 3. We come to you live every Friday afternoon at 3. And if we don't see you, how sad we're gonna be. Take it away. Well, all you need is a sticker box and some string. Some string. Yeah, all you need is a sticker box and some string. And you put them all together and you know they're gonna ring. Oh, yeah. Well, it's the Gitty Gang Show. Gitty Gang Show. The Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show. Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show. It's the Gitty Gang Show on Cigar Box Nation TV.